All right. Hey guys, welcome back. And today I'm basically doing a market structures tutorial. If you're a beginner trader, if you're experienced, doesn't matter, it's still going to help you. And yeah, so let's get right onto the charts. So the first thing I usually like to do is I will go on Forex Factory. And the reason I go on Forex Factory, it doesn't matter if you're a futures trader, it doesn't matter if you're a Forex trader, whatever you trade, but going on Forex Factory allows you to see the pairs that are moving so you can be prepared for the volume in the market, so you can kind of predict when the market will move, which it will, because the economic calendar, whenever there's a high impactful or medium impactful news event, it will move. So if you're a futures trader, pay attention to the US dollar news, because when you look at the when you look at the Forex Factory, and you pay attention to the U.S. dollar news, and let's say 8:30 a.m., the U.S. dollar news is planning on moving, then what you can do at 8:30 a.m. is get in on the charts and say, oh, well, now 8:30, U.S. dollar high impact news is going to come out. So you can actually go on the charts and expect your trading setup to align with that news event itself. And you can get into the news event or into your trading setup after the news event itself or before the news event. And so what I tend to do is I'll sometimes do both. I don't trade news after 10 a.m. for specific, like if I trade US 30, I don't trade or gold or any of those. I don't trade futures if there's news all day long for the US dollar currency. And the reason why is because, let me just go ahead and the reason why is because when you trade past 10 a.m., the market will move all day long, and because of the amount of volume in the market, that will increase the likelihood of you actually getting stopped out. And some traders can do what they want and they'll trade that strategy. I don't personally, but I just get into my trades, and I don't trade any US dollar news or trade pairs with the US dollar currency in it at all, even futures, unless there is unless the event is ending at 9 to 9:30 to 10:30. And so once I establish that the market is moving, I'm saying, okay, well, the market's going to move. That gives me an opportunity to trade. So like, for example, Monday, March 24th, the market is expected to move at 9:45 a.m. for the US dollar currency. And I usually trade futures from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. because that's when it's most volatile. 11 a.m., 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that's when it's most volatile. And it's even proven right there, because Monday, 9:45 a.m., the US dollar is moving, and that's what the red stands for: high impact, high volume. There's a lot of volume. And so that's going to create a lot of either supply or demand. So I don't necessarily need to know what's happening in the market specifically on the actual news event itself. I just need to know, hey, there's news happening and the market will be moving. And if it will be moving, that gives me an opportunity to find a trading setup. So guys, let's go and sorry, I keep showing them. Let's go on the charts, and I'm going to talk to you about these time frames. So the 4-hour, the daily, the 1 hour, the 15-minute, the 5-minute is what I tend to use. And I want to go ahead and show you on the actual chart. Like I said 10 times and I haven't done it yet. So yeah, let me show you. And this is actually a setup I'm getting into. So so let's just, for example, US dollar currency. Let's get into a pair, and I want to show you guys how I do my market structure, because that's the number one and first step to finding your trades is market structure. So the first thing you do is you want to remove the watch list on the side of the screen, and you want to press full screen, because I know it seems like a no-brainer, but when you're on full screen, it allows you to see the charts at a better angle, so you can pay attention and focus on the charts, because the whole point is to focus on the charts so it can, when you focus on the charts, the profit that you're looking and you're seeking is a byproduct of focusing on the charts. So what you need to do is focus on the charts, and going on full screen, quite frankly, maximizes that. So right now we are on the 1 hour, and we can do market structure like I always do. So the first thing I tell my students is to zoom all the way out. And when you zoom all the way out, it allows you to see the most relevant pieces of the highs and lows that are being created, which are your highs, higher highs, lower lows. And so what I mean by higher highs, lower lows is this. So right now I zoomed all the way out. So this is zooming in, this is zooming out. And then when you zoom all the way out, you don't want your screen to be in the middle like this, because if it's in the middle like that, then you're going to be focused on the past. You want to be focused on the present moment and start from right to left. So right is the current price action that's happening live right now. It's Saturday, so the market is moving, but this is the most recent price action live, and it will be live on Monday. So here's how you mark up your market structure or your trend. So the first thing I'm going to do is, for you guys, I'm actually going to change. Should I change this to? You guys want me to change it to light mode or dark mode, or you want to leave it to dark? You know what? Let's put it on light mode just for this video, because I want you guys to, yeah. And if you guys don't like, and you guys aren't patient, just skip the video. Just skip it to where I talk about it, because I'm gonna have to go and change this gradient solid. There we go. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you want to zoom all the way out, and by zooming all the way out, okay, let me get rid of this. My face is in the way. Fuck. Okay. By zooming all the way out, like I said, relevant structure, and let's mark it up. So we have our current all-time high, which is right there where I marked up with the green line that's about to be blue, and I just changed it to blue. Right there, that blue line. So the first step is to mark up your recent high. That's the all-time high, and you're marking up the highs and lows that maintain the structure. So without me writing anything on the screen, you guys obviously knew the trend was bullish because it's ascending, right? It's going upward, because that's how trends work. So trends, if you get the highlighter tool, market structure goes up, comes down, recorrects itself, and goes up again. And market structure goes down, comes back up, and goes down again. And it comes up, goes down again. And your job as a supply and demand trader, IT, whatever you guys trade, fair value gaps, supply forward futures, your job is to simply, if you are trading smart money, yeah, you should know what that means. Watch my other videos. It refers, sorry, your charts should always be, your entry should be on the pullback. So when the market moves, when there's volume in the market will expand, and when it expands, the market pulls back. So the news makes the market expand because there's volume in the market, right? And so when the market expands, that's where your trading opportunity is, because you can get in on the pullback of that expansion. So like if you're buying, like I said here, the example below my face right now on the video, in this thing I just drew, this, oh my fucking God, why didn't I change that? I didn't change my tool to the right color. Okay, here it is. So expansion, right? Let's say this was the expansion, and then after this expansion, the market came up, and then it didn't just continue going up, because the markets just don't go straight up forever, right? The markets always have to come back down. Can it just fucking write? Oh my God. The markets always have to come back down right here before going back up. So your job is to be patient. So you wait for the market to do what you want it to do, and then you're patiently waiting to enter off that pullback. And so that all starts with you doing your market structure. So like I have here, by here I mean right here. So we have our high, current high, we have our low, and the reason I'm not drawing structure right here on the mini trend right here is because I'm only drawing the most relevant trend, which is the actual pieces of market structure that's shaping this, and then we can go on to other time frames. So right now I'm on the 1 hour, okay, and the 1 hour is in fact one of the time frames that I use for market structure. Whether you're trading futures, forex, if you're trading gold, this works on gold. This works on gold too. You can do that on gold. It works on all of them. So for you guys, if you're looking in the market, the 4 hour, daily, 1 hour, 15 minute, and 5 minute works. So right now I'm on the 1 hour. Trend is bullish because we have our current high. We have a current high, and we have a previous high, and we have our current low and our previous low. Our current low is here. Our previous low is here. Our current high is here. Our current high is it. Why is the camera in the fucking way? I'm trying to get out the fucking way. Damn it. All right, so we have our current high, current low, previous high, and previous low. And so right now, if you know how trends work, like I said, the bullish trend here, when you're at a high, you want to wait for the market to come to a low, which is the pullback essentially before going up. And so right now, that's really what I'm waiting for if I was trading NZD USD, right? And I know most of you guys don't trade forex, so I'll use this on gold. We'll go on gold or on NAS or whatever. Hold on. Okay, this is actually one of the trades I lost. Check this out. I literally thought this was going down because when we were trading, everybody on threads was like, for US 30 was going straight down yesterday. And that was because of the news, of course. And because we had news all day after 10 a.m. and I broke my rule and I tried to trade that, which you shouldn't do. Never get emotional and try to break your trading rules, because when you do that, that's how you lose the scalability of your success. And I did that. And sometimes I'll do that. I still make mistakes. And yes, it's okay to lose, guys. I lose trades sometimes still. I'm profitable, but I do lose trades. Look, I lost a trade right here. I'm not afraid to show that to you guys. I still lose. I don't win every single trade. I'm not just going to sit here and pretend like I do. So yeah, so here's what you would do. And I'm going to actually show you this because it's the weekend. I'm doing this anyway. So on NAS, what you would do, guys, is... Oh, I already know what NAS is going to do actually too, so I can't wait to show you guys this if you're watching this. If you guys actually had the patience to watch this and sit here. But what I'm doing right now is I'm going right now on the 1 hour chart and I'm going to mark up NAS. So right now on the 4 hour, zooming. Okay, on the 4 hour, zoomed all the way out. We have price action. Usually it will zoom out in the middle of the screen. So what you do, like we said before, is you want to take the screen and drag it all the way to the left. And the reason is because you want to focus on what's happening right now. You don't want to have it in the middle of the screen and you want to look all the way back here because we're only focused right here. And a trend is ascending. Like, I don't trade with trend lines, but if you traded with a trend line, it would look like that. And so here's how I mark this up. This is our long-term structure that I'm marking out. The 4 hour time frame is a time frame that you guys can use for your long-term market structure. So if you guys trade supply and demand or whatever you guys trade, you can use that. Or fair value gaps. It works with liquidity, all that. I trade fair value gaps and order blocks. Fair value gaps and order blocks are the only two trade setups that I actually trade. I trade fair value gaps. I've been trading that for 2 years. Order blocks, I've been trading that for 2 years as well, the same. And the reason I only trade two setups is because those two setups have been working for me, and I find that they're really easy to find in the market. And the secret I'll actually tell you, the secret to me finding them is the news, because when the news comes out, I'm always expecting the market to move and show some sort of demand on a chart physically. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So right now, market structure, remember what I said, full screen. Never leave your screen like this, because when you leave the screen like this, you have tabs and shit. It's like, just focus on the chart, right? And then get your tool or your highlighter, and that's the high, that's the low, that's your previous high, that's your previous low, like we have here. And now that we have that, if you notice, where is price currently? Right? Price is currently at a low within our current range, not consolidation range, but our current price range between our all-time high and low with the blue lines. So the tip is, the first step for you guys is we're going to write it all out, right? Identify market structure. Right, that's the first tip. Identify market structure, and if you want, I'll do number one. If you guys are more into step by step. Okay, you know what? It's not. Yeah, it's letting me do it. Okay, identify market structure. That's your first step. Number two is you want to go ahead and identify where you're at in the range. So once you did our market structure, which was our blue lines here, and we decided our trend was bullish, now price action is at a low. So step number two, is price at a low or high? Is price at the low or high of the range? Is price at low? Why is it doing that? Hold on. The fucking thing isn't typing, whatever. Is it at a low? For some reason, when I was typing in the price to see, was acting weird. I don't know why I was doing it. Is it at a low or high? Right? Okay, so is price at a low or high? You can actually change this note and write it to how you like it in your journal. Is price at a low? Is at the low, sorry. The low or high of your range. And that is the second step. This is what I do. This is literally what I do. So is it at the low or high of your range? Okay, that's the second step. Now that we have the second step, okay, why is this text so big? 14, 18, 24. Okay, is it at a low or high of your range? Okay, so now we decided price currently right now is at a low. It's at a low of a range. It's close to the low right here. And that's step number 2. Step number 3 would be to go, now that we know the trend, which is bullish, would be to go to a smaller time frame and wait for some demand to visibly break structure. And then once it breaks a structure, you enter off the pullback from that break. And that break represents what we talked about earlier, which I'll write right now for you guys, the price expansion. So when if the market is bullish and I'm expecting it to go up, I want it to expand a little bit more by going up. And I want there to be volume on the volume chart showing me that the price is going up and there's a lot of volume. It's high volume, showing me that there is in fact demand, right? And I want that to actually break that blue that I just drew, that expansion. I want that expansion to break a previous trend of the market going like this, right? And coming down. So I want that blue line, sorry, it looks confusing. I'm going to change it in a second. That blue line should be breaking that and disrupting the trend. That's what a break of structure is, or change of character, if you guys would prefer to call it that. Change of character. When the character of the trend is changing. So if the trend was bearish on the smaller time frame, but on the higher time frame it is in fact bullish, then on the smaller time frame you're waiting for demand to be visible and disrupt the short-term trend on the smaller time frame. Because on the smaller time frame, the trend right now is bearish. Because we're on NAS right now, the 4 hour, we did our market structure, we did our trend, it's bullish. If you go to the 1 hour right now, or the 30 minute, the trend is bearish, right? Because what? Price action is descending. And price right now, yeah, it's at a bottom and it's looking like it's going up, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do that. You always want, this is the confirmation that helps me be profitable. You want to wait for price to come where it's at right now and come up even further and show clear demand. We need to see big giant blue candles or whatever color you have in your charts. And then when we see that, then we wait patiently for price to come down and enter off that pullback. And on that pullback, that's where we're going to use our risk management, risk reward for all my students that are watching. That's when we're going to do the risk reward. We're going to do our stop loss. And then we're going to, stop loss always comes first. And then your take profit for us, we trade like higher trade. Your take profit is going to be your next higher low or your or double bottoms or double tops. Even trend lines, because that's where liquidity is, that's where money is, that's where I target my take profits at liquidity areas. So if we're buying, we want to target buy side liquidity, and so which is support resistance. I don't trade support resistance, but I use that for my take profit because other traders trade that, and it usually smashes their, you know how it works. But if you don't know how it works, watch my other video on liquidity. But I'll wait for price to come in and I would trade this going up. And so when you find the trend on the higher time frame, guys, when you identify the trend on the higher time frame, all you really need to do is go on a lower time frame and not enter or look for an entry until you see price action breaking and disrupting a trend on the small time frame for you to get in. So right now, if I go to number 3, that would be wait for it, which stands for price. Wait for it to break structure. I'll say disrupt structure on a lower time frame. Disrupt structure / trend on a lower time frame. Okay? Identify market structure. Is it at a low or high of your range? It's at a low. And wait for it to disrupt structure. Since the market's not open, I would have to wait until Monday until there's news for US 30, and then I need to see US 30. I need to see obvious demand on US 30 breaking, which would actually, let me just show you. It needs to break. I want it to break this exact high that I just drew with that blue line that I'm turning red. I want it to break that high. And that's how I operate, because if you looked at the previous trend here at US 30 and I take out my arrows, we have a This is the most. These are the relevant highs and lows that form the trend that was bearish. We have these highs here that I just drew with those yellow arrows. I need to see one or two of these highs broken by Monday when the market opens, or sorry, Sunday when the market opens. So, yeah, guys. Sorry, not Sunday, Monday, but because that's when I trade. Some people I know that they have access to brokers and they can trade different times. But yeah, so I'm waiting for price to come up and break that, and that's when I'm going to be buying and planning on buying US30. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Remember the steps I just wrote, actually. Remember the steps I just wrote. You can screenshot these. Where are the steps? Fuck. Oh, here it is. You can screenshot these. Feel free to screenshot these steps that I just wrote out, write them down. And I actually want you guys to not just watch this, but I want you guys to walk away with some value and actually take action and do something. So screenshot this and actually try this. And then you can actually just message me on Instagram, which is @IsaWolfTrades. It's in the description. Actually, wait, is it in this? Oh, fuck, it's not in the description. Oh, wait, no, it is in the description. I'm thinking of my shorts, sorry. I put my descriptions in my long form content, my YouTube videos. So yeah, it's in the description of this video. I hope you got value. Screenshot this. This is going to help you. And if it doesn't, literally message me and I'll prove why you're wrong. And yeah, so I hope that you got value, and peace out.